Kim?
Thanks, Jason. You know, most people think of osteoporosis as an older person's health issue, but in reality, it is a younger person's concern that could show up later in life. Kowalski Market's nutritionist Sue Morris gets us moving on this Monday with ways to build strong bones that can last a lifetime. Sue, thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
This is important because you think, okay, I don't need to worry about osteoporosis right now, but you say no, you should, and you should start very young.
Right, so if you think of your bones as a bank, you can make deposits all throughout your life, but you can actually build bone strength up until about the age of 25. After that, you really just are keeping up with withdrawals. So your body is constantly changing out, it's remodeling your bones, and over a course of 10 years, your whole skeleton literally turns over with new bone in, old bone out, up until age 25. Build that bone strength to last the lifetime. After age 25, you're just keeping up with the losses, ideally with the foods that you choose to eat.
All right, so you want to invest in your bone
Yes,
bank.
you do.
I like how you think about it. All right, and so what should we be eating?
So the first thing you think of with osteoporosis is what nutrient?
Milk, calcium, gotta get your calcium from milk.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. So if you're not, dairy obviously is your calcium source, but if you're not doing dairy, which many people don't, there are other foods that have calcium in them. And dark green leafy vegetables are great, edamame, sardines, which I know is probably top on most people's grocery list, maybe not, black-eyed peas, but there are foods, fortified foods and such, that have calcium in them. So calcium's super important, but it's not just a calcium thing. There are also really a lot of other nutrients that are important for your bones.
Really?
Potassium, magnesium, boron, there just are protein. I mean, there's other things. So don't think of it just as a calcium issue. Just eat lots of other different foods because it doesn't play by itself in your bones.
That's good to know.
But one thing that I think is most interesting is that we've really moved to this high protein type of diet. Everybody wants a lot of protein. And there's this acid-base balance in your body, and protein sort of turns inside your body a more acidic environment. And so fruits and vegetables sort of ease out that acid. So it's really important, even though you wouldn't think of fruits and vegetables.
Being good for your bones?
Right.
Yeah.
They really are, because when you have protein, it makes an acidic environment, and calcium is leached out of your bones if you're not getting enough fruits and vegetables to sort of ease out that acid ban.
Yeah, so protein isn't necessarily bad, but you need to have that balance with the fruits.
Right, so you need protein for your bones, but you need fruits and vegetables to sort of ease up that acidity in your bones.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, and you always bring the what not to do.
Well, yes, and I'm not a Debbie Downer, but
it's important to know.
A super high sodium diet is hard on your bones, and it's not necessarily the salt you add to the food, but processed food.
And I see the pizza here.
Right, because that's one of the major contributors to salt. But too much sodium, not so great, and too much alcohol, not so great. So, and too much protein, not so great. But otherwise, it's really just this lovely produce-filled type of diet with some calcium in it.
How do you feel about supplements for people thinking they are not getting enough calcium? Should they take supplements?
Supplements can work. It's just, again, too much. So your body will only handle 500 milligrams of calcium in a supplement. And you can see supplements sometimes that offer way more. So it's a waste of money and not good for your body, too much calcium, because it's hard on your heart, kidney stones. So and actually dementia just came out with too much calcium. So just if you're going to do a supplement, 500 milligrams, and then count what else you're eating in the day.
Okay, wonderful. Good information. Sue, thank you.
Thank you.
People think of osteoporosis as an older person's health issue, but in reality, it is a younger person's health concern that could show up later in life. Kowalski Market's nutritionist Sue Morris gets us moving on this Monday with ways to build strong bones that last a lifetime. Thanks so much for coming in.
You bet.
And it is important when you think about but we all want to be preventive, right? Preventative whenever it comes to our health and osteoporosis. We need to start acting at a very young age.
Yeah, actually 90% of a person's bone density to last them a lifetime happens by the age of 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So start getting that calcium early in life.
Calcium and a whole lot more, but the bones we think of as sort of this stable thing, and it's constantly remodeling. New bone going in tissue, old bone going out. And up until the age of 25, you can bank all of that good stuff for strong bones, and after that, you're just trying to keep up with bone tissue that's getting lost.
And it's interesting because we all had our moms tell us to drink
Right.
lots of milk to have strong bones, but you're saying that it's more than just calcium.
Right, so calcium's super important because that's the main sort of mineral that's inside of your bones. So dairy foods are great, but if you don't do dairy, there are other foods that have calcium. And dark green leafy vegetables are great, and edamame, and some beans, and there's calcium fortified products too, like cereals and juices. But if you buy something like a juice or a beverage, you really need to shake it because the calcium settles down. And otherwise you're going to get a whole lot of calcium at one point and not so much the rest of the time.
You want to even it out.
Yep, but there are other foods that have other nutrients that are important for bones. So there's potassium and vitamin K. People know, I think, about vitamin D. But think of other foods beyond calcium as being helpful to build that strong bone. And so nuts and seeds are great. Leafy greens we talked about. Protein important for building strong bones, but interestingly, fruits and vegetables are really important.
You wouldn't think of that normally when you want bone health. Fruits and veggies.
Right, and that's because we are so interested in protein right now in terms of getting a lot in, but protein sort of turns the environment inside your body more acidic. So if you're having a lot of protein, that's making a more acidic environment, which leaches calcium out of the bones to balance that acidity in your body. But if you have fruits and vegetables, that does that. So they have a more sort of base or alkali, getting too down in the weeds on science, but it's really important to have fruits and vegetables to balance out that acidity so you don't leach calcium from your bones.
Protein's not bad, you just need the balance with the fruits.
Yep, you do.
Fruits and veggies, all right. And of course we have to talk about what not to eat. This is interesting that there are foods that you eat that are actually bad for your bones.
Right, so alcohol, too much alcohol is hard on your bones. It's not good for bone strength. And then I think probably the one that's most common is sodium. We eat more sodium than we should in our diets, and people particularly that focus on highly processed foods. So I have pizza here because that's a major contributor of sodium, but too much sodium leaches calcium from the bones, so that's not so great.
Wonderful. And real quick, calcium supplements are okay?
They are okay, but look for ones that don't give you more than 500 milligrams in a supplement, because your body won't absorb more than 500, and too much calcium is actually hard for other health issues. So if you're doing a supplement, think of all that you're eating and not more than 500.
Otherwise it's just a waste of money too, because vitamins are expensive.
Yes.
All right, Sue, thanks so much for coming in. Really appreciate learning about all of this, guys.